Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're running a business, you know that every single dollar counts. And when it comes to your IT support, the choice can seem pretty simple, right? Either pay for help only when something breaks, or sign up for some kind of monthly fee. But what if that simple choice is actually a trap, one that's hiding some major costs? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain and find out.
And this really gets to the heart of it. We all want to be smart with our money, we all want cost-effective solutions. But in the world of IT, what looks cheap on the surface can have, well, pretty explosive consequences down the line. So let's figure out if your current plan is a savvy saving or if it's a disaster just waiting to happen.
All right, first up, we're diving into the model that so many businesses start out with, the whole pay-as-you-go approach. And look, on the surface, it seems totally logical. Why pay for something you're not using? But we're about to see how this simple idea can actually trap you in a really costly and, honestly, a super stressful cycle of constant emergencies.
So this is what we call the break-fix model. In a nutshell, a server goes down, a computer gets a virus, the network just stops working. You know the drill. You pick up the phone, you call for help, and then you get a bill for that one specific fix. It's simple, it's transactional, and it is 100% reactive.
And this is the number that makes the whole model so appealing. You see an hourly rate like this and it seems perfectly reasonable. You start thinking, we only have a major issue once, maybe twice a year. This is going to be way cheaper than a monthly fee. The math seems to work out. But, and this is a big but, this number does not tell the whole story, not even close.
Okay, so this is where the true picture really starts to emerge. See, the cost of your IT support isn't just about the invoice you get from a technician. The real cost, the one that truly hurts your bottom line, is everything that happens in those hours you spend just waiting for them to show up.
I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single minute your system is down, your team can't work. They're just sitting there. Your customers might not be able to reach you. Your entire operation basically grinds to a halt. These things don't show up as line items on an invoice, but believe me, they are very real costs to your business.
So here's how that true cost really breaks down. You've got lost productivity from your staff. That's a big one. You have major business disruption that can actually damage your reputation. Then you have the emergency fees, because a crisis almost always costs more to fix, sometimes way more, topping $600 or more. And maybe the most important one, this reactive approach leaves you wide open to all kinds of security threats that probably could have been prevented in the first place.
So you add it all up, the hourly fees, the emergency charges, the lost productivity from your team. A business relying on the break-fix model can easily, and I mean easily, spend over $10,000 a year just dealing with problems. Suddenly, pay-as-you-go doesn't seem so cost-effective anymore, does it?
So what's the alternative to this whole reactive mess? What if instead of just waiting around for things to break, you could actually prevent them from breaking in the first place? Well, this leads us to a completely different way of thinking, a much more proactive strategy for your business's technology. And this is the core idea behind what we call managed IT. You could think of it like a health and wellness plan, but for your technology. You pay a predictable monthly fee, and in return, you get a provider whose entire job is to keep your systems running smoothly, patch security holes, and stop problems before they ever cause downtime. It's all about prevention, not just reaction. And the pricing really reflects this proactive approach. So instead of getting a surprise bill out of nowhere, you're paying a fixed monthly cost, and it's typically based on how many users or devices you have. This makes budgeting for your IT incredibly simple and predictable. You know exactly what you're spending each month. No more nasty surprises.
Okay, so we've defined both models. Now let's put them head to head. I think seeing them side by side like this is going to make the best path for your business crystal clear.
First up, the cost structure. With break-fix, your costs are a total roller coaster. It could be $0 one month and $1,000 the next. It's impossible to budget for that. With managed IT, your IT spending becomes a stable, predictable operational expense, just like your rent or your payroll.
Now let's talk security, because this is huge. Break-fix is like calling for help after you've already been robbed. Managed IT, on the other hand, is like having a 24/7 security system that's designed to prevent the break-in from ever happening at all. In today's world with constant cyber threats, that difference is everything. And finally, let's talk about growth. As your business expands, a break-fix model can seriously hold you back. Every new employee you hire becomes another potential point of failure.
A managed IT provider, though, becomes your partner in that growth, making sure your technology scales right alongside your ambitions. So, the big question, how do you decide what's right for your business? Because it's really not a one-size-fits-all answer. The best choice is going to depend on your specific needs, your size, and even your industry.
This decision matrix is a great little starting point. As you can see, if you're a really small team, say under 5 people, and you have low compliance needs, break-fix might still make sense for now. But as your team gets bigger and your risks grow, the path pretty clearly points towards a managed IT solution.
So here's your action plan. First, take a really hard look at your current situation. Ask yourself, how much downtime did we actually have last year? What would a data breach really truly cost us? Run the numbers for both models. Then, talk to some professionals, and choose a path that enables your future growth, not one that just solves today's little problems.
This quote really just sums it all up perfectly. That initial appeal of saving a little money with a reactive approach, it often gets completely wiped out by the huge cost of a single major incident. It's all about shifting your mindset from thinking about short-term savings to long-term value and stability.
And that brings us to the final, and I think the most important question you need to ask yourself. Is your IT strategy just about putting out yesterday's fires? Or is it a strategic asset that's actually going to fuel your growth for tomorrow? The choice is yours.